Ravens flock. The flock rundown is the place to be. My man Ryan has been a lifelong Ravens fan since he was born. So I'm telling you now, it's about to go down. The podcast, the flock rundown. Ravens, baby. Nothing gets better than waking up and wondering how high we can fly. Tune in.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim there where the sense can't tame the untamed. I appreciate you, Ray. What's up, Ravens fans? My name is Ryan. Welcome to another episode of the Flock Rundown. Today we're getting into the hiring of Chuck Smith, a.k.a. Dr. Rush. The players have been talking about him. There's been some reports about him. I want to dive into his past, where he's been, where he's coached, who he's helped, what players he's worked with before, and what he might bring to this team, and what he might bring specifically to Odafe, Oweh, and Ojabo, and this entire Ravens pass rush. So let's get into it. So this offseason, the Ravens hired Chuck Smith, who also goes by Dr. Rush, but he's going to be their new outside linebackers coach, replacing Rob Leonard, who went to Vegas as their new D-line coach. Chuck's been around the league for like 20 years, mainly developing and helping players individually through different pass rush programs. Worked with Von Miller. He's worked with Aaron Donald, Max Crosby, Chandler Jones, Cameron Jordan, Calais Campbell. It's a great sign that all these NFL veterans want to go to him. It's a different style signing because he's not a traditional coach who works his way through the ranks. He's kind of helped teams out here and there and then worked with a lot of players individually, worked with a lot of pass rushing camps, and he's played in the NFL himself for a while too. He went to college at Tennessee, became a second-round draft pick in Atlanta in 1992. He spent 8 years in Atlanta from 1992 to 1999, and then he had 1 year with the Panthers. He was with the Falcons when they reached the Super Bowl in 98. He's been in 125 games, 89 starts. He had 322 tackles, 58.5 sacks, 20 forced fumbles, 12 fumble recoveries, 3 interceptions, 2 defensive touchdowns. 3-time NFC Defensive Player of the Week, 1997 second team All-Pro, and he once produced a 5-sack game. He ranks third all-time on the Falcons in sacks. So, I mean, those numbers don't blow you away, but just having a guy who's played that much in the NFL and then has been coaching players individually, working with camps, assisting teams here and there, with the Ravens as a training camp consultant in 2008, and then with the Jets in 2009. He's worked with the Bengals at their OTAs. He's hopped around the league, helped a lot of people. He's worked individually with so many players. A lot of NFL vets go to this guy and trust this guy. And we've seen this a little bit even with Keith Williams and T. Martin signings on offense. The Ravens seem to be going against the grain a little bit when it comes to coach hiring, and I love it. I love getting coaches that work directly with the players and are building these players' skill sets up individually, because that's what they're going to do at camp, right? It's not all schemes. It's not all ideas. That's why we have offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators. These coaches are getting in, working one-on-one on technique every day. Just practicing technique, repetitions, new styles, new ideas, new ways to trick and confuse linemen, which is a specialty that he says himself he has. I teach pass rush confusion. Keep the offensive lineman guessing and bewildered. That's an important part of the art of pass rush. So that's from his own mouth. So I'm super excited to see what this guy brings to the Ravens, because we do have a lot of young pass rushers headlined by Odafe, Oweh, and David Ojabo, and they're going to play a really important role this year, and we need them to produce. Like, this defense needs them to get to the quarterback. Odafe's been getting rushes to the quarterback. He's been so close. He's got all the talent in the world. He just hasn't put it all together. And I'm thinking within his third year and then working with him already, they're both already at this football camp. They're obviously going to then be at OTAs and mini camp and training camp. So we got months and months and months for him to help them work on their craft, and I'm excited for that. I'm excited to see the leap that Oweh can take, and I'm excited to see what a healthy Ojabo looks like. We got a tiny glimpse last year at the end of the year. He sacked Burrow, strip sack. His energy is infectious. His confidence is inspiring. It's contagious. And I'm excited to see what Ojabo brings to the field. The fact that he wanted to get Suggs 55, he called the owner. I mean, just little things like that. It's not a big deal, but it just shows you like how much self-belief he has. And another thing too is Oweh and Ojabo have not been playing football that long. They started late in high school, junior year, senior year in high school playing football. I mean, these guys still need time to hone in on their craft. You know what I mean? It takes years and years and years to get that muscle memory down where you're able to move your hands the way they need to be consistent. So I really think big things are coming from these two guys, and I think a lot is going to have to do with Chuck Smith. Oweh already said earlier in this week, he's different because he's played. He's teaching us different stuff because he knows from the field. And I know every coach has played usually a little bit, but not every coach is a 10-year NFL vet as a pass rusher who's produced and then has worked with the best pass rushers in the league one-on-one to help develop their skill set. That means something for sure. How many sacks do you think Oweh and Ojabo are going to have this year? I'm going Oweh. I still think it's lower than I want it to be. 8 from Odafe, and I'm going to go with 11 from Ojabo. So I think the combo is 19, and that's setting the bar a little low. I think that's like a safe bet. They definitely could exceed that. I'm hoping they exceed that. I just think that they will take a leap, and I think Chuck Smith is going to have a lot to do with it. And I know there's been a couple people been talking about him right now, but he's not going to get a lot of praise. He's not going to get a lot of talk. But he should. I think he should because I love his resume. I think he has the perfect experience coaching and playing, and I think he's going to help Odafe and Ojabo. I think he's going to unlock both of them, and we need it. We need those guys to be dominant pass rushers for this team. I mean, this defense is really, really good, but we need those guys to be consistently getting to the quarterback, and we could become a great defense. And pairing it with this offense and all the potential it has, I mean, I just can't. I can't wait for this season. Let me know what you guys think of Chuck Smith hiring. What is he going to bring to the team, to the defense, to the pass rushers specifically? And what are your expectations for Ojabo and Oweh this year? What are you guys thinking? But that's it for today, guys. I'm Ryan, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Flock Rundown. I will see you guys next time. Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.